everybody on the live stream together with Paulo, and I will put Paulo also into the screen. A very good evening, everybody.
Hello, every good evening, Mathijs and everybody. Welcome.
So we're very happy that you're joining us. Today we're going to talk about the fifth dimension and the attributes of the fifth dimension. And we will share it with you and share our thoughts. And what we share is not only what we have read or what we have studied, but it's also our own experience. So we combine it all together tonight. So let's see, can you hear me? That's the whole story, but I didn't ask you, so it's important. Can you hear us? Let us know in the chat on YouTube or in the chat in the member area. And yeah, we like to hear that. So maybe I have to just reload my chat. And then we can see further. So it's loading now. Don't see chat yet, but I think people can hear us because all the things here look alright, and maybe there's some problems with the chat, I don't know. Oh, yes, maybe the delay is a little bit bigger than normal. So good evening, Mathijs and Paulo. Yes, good view and sound. So that is from Bernadette. Bernadette, thank you very much, and we're very happy that you could join us. Ruben is also here. Hi Mathijs, I can hear you, and he's smiling. Yeah, but I know, Ruben, we sent you a lot of love, because I think you can really use it right now. And Karen, yes, she can hear us right. That's very good. Ruben also say hi to you, Paulo. How
hi.
Do you? Yeah, so we will talk about the attributes of the fifth dimension. And I think it's really interesting to talk about the fifth dimension, because there's a lot of stuff about this on the internet, and we decided just to go with the attributes together. And if we share the attributes, I think you will get more clear and clear what the fifth dimension is about. So this is our strategy for today, for tonight. Yeah. So if you have any questions, just let us know, and then we will start. And I think yeah, that's really nice. I have to put something in. Oh, it's not working. So not everything works perfectly with techniques sometimes, but we will start with the first attribute, and that is about freedom of choice. So let's talk first about the first attribute, freedom of choice. And freedom of choice means that you can decide what you want to do. There's a big difference in the dimension we're living now and in the fifth dimension, because in the time we're living and in the transition we're living, a lot of people are doing because they need to learn something, or they need to finish some old cases on soul level of the soul, or they need to go through some themes like unconditional love, and that will guide you through life, and you don't really can grab it. It's like you, well, the most important thing you can see, that things are repeating itself. It's not going easy, and it's again the same problem, and then you know, yeah, you don't have freedom. You don't have freedom to choose. So it's very important to solve your problems, which is causing these kind of things, and then you will have a freedom of choice. And in this freedom of choice, there is the fifth dimension. So people ask me often, because I help people to discover their mission, what should I do? And they like to hear, like, you should do, and then exactly be a baker or be something else. But that is not how it works. If you go to the fifth dimension and you live from that point, you have freedom of choice. You can decide from your heart, from your qualities, what you like to do. So that's the first attribute of living in the fifth dimension. So I hope that's all clear, and if not, just let us know in the chat. Paulo, do you have the second before you,
Yes.
or yes? Okay.
Yes, I have. So the second comes for what you were talking about. So the second attribute is feeling happy. And feeling happy is really about that. It's in the fifth dimension. All the feelings and all the thoughts, everything is about happiness. So all the consciousness that we are speaking about comes in the purity of the global consciousness of that dimension. So in this point, the second attribute, when you grab the fifth dimension, is feeling happy. You are sharing the love with your heart. So the fifth dimension and the second attribute we are talking about is feeling happy.
Yes, and feeling happy, some people think, well, I'm not happy right now, and I'm feeling a little bit down. So what is the difference between the third dimension and the fifth dimension? Is it why is it sometimes heavy, and why isn't it like sparkle joy? And can you tell the people that?
Yeah, like right now I'm with the flu. I'm starting with the cold, so I'm not feeling so like, yeah, but I understand, like, I'm conscious of what I did to get my flow like this. So yeah, it's the point you are catching of the feeling happy is when you start, like you say in the first one, when you start to discover what you need to do in your life and pass to the fifth dimension, that beginning is the biggest transformation for the second attribute. So when you enter in the fifth dimension, and that valuer of you are grabbing, and that start to vibrate with your heart, and your heart starts to always have that purity. I think it's always going around and around and around in the same subject, but in the fifth dimension, I think the things are so much clear in front of you that you are not having the same doubts you have right now, because always doubting on this, on that, and if I'm doing right, if I'm doing wrong, my actions, my reactions, all that comes to a point in this dimension. And when you achieve a bigger dimension, you start to be illuminated. So your feelings are completely different, are much bigger than the rest.
Yeah, so happy thoughts, positive thoughts, and also happy feelings. So the other way to describe it is like in our energy system, it's a little bit heavy. There is heavy energy in our energy system. And it's not only from this life, but can also be from past lives and from the experience in your own life. And that makes it that like they want to come to you, because we're in a big shift, and the light really wants to come out and wants to be here, and something inside of you wants to go to that fifth dimension because it feels like home. So all the old energy, it will be there, and it has to be transformed, or you have to transform and go more to the level. And that means you will let go the old and more heavy energy, and starting to come in new consciousness where there is happiness and nice thoughts, and it's more pure. So let's go to the third attribute. I can put it in the screen, I think, yes. So that is feeling love. And feeling love is very important, because love is a big quality, and love can really help you to overcome a lot of problems. And in the fifth dimension, you don't feel alone anymore. You feel connected with yourself and with others. It doesn't matter what another person does. You just seem to understand the other person. It seems like you can only love him. And maybe Master Jesus was a great example of that. He loved everybody, and it doesn't matter what they did to him. He loved everybody, and that's a big example of living in the fifth dimension. And because of that strong love, life was different. And the energy that he brings at that time, that we can now step into, that's really a strong and powerful loving energy. And it's all about feeling the love so powerful in yourself that you can only see love in other people, and not like the heavy energy. You can just see the loving energy. And the heaviness of the actions of people will fall away. It's like they're not important anymore. And it's a little bit different sometimes for our mind when we shift to that consciousness. I was talking to someone I coach, and I was working on her with this consciousness, and she said it's so strange because a lot of things doesn't matter anymore, and that's when you're shifting your consciousness to this fifth dimension. It's like things that were so important are not important anymore, because this consciousness of love is so strong, and this is what it is more about, that the other things are not so important anymore. And it really helps you not only to overcome problems on a mental level, but also your life will go smoother, because you also attract more love into your life.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a very good example in what you bring. It's like for me, I see always like everybody wants to have a group or a tribe or whatever you want to say. It wants to belong to a community, right? And a lot of times when they start to enter in this dimension and these feelings, they feel like they are alone. They are like they are the only one who are have these feelings. They are the only one who are crazy, and they are the only one who think like this, and they don't see the rest. But when they enter really in this dimension, this fifth dimension, they don't feel that, even if they don't see so many people, or even if they are alone, they look and they don't feel, because the vibration around them, it's so big and so comfortable. They really finally found their place. Finally, Jesus, sorry. In a big flow. Sorry.
So you should work with the flame.
Yeah. No. I was out in the road, out in the street, and yeah. Sorry. So this is the thing. Is like when you enter in that point, you start to not feel abandoned. anymore.
Yeah.
You go like always like growing inside of you, and with that vibration in all that fifth dimension around you, it's so much support that you really grab all the time. So you feel love all the time. So that is the why we want so much to achieve that consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, and let's go to the next one.
Yeah.
That's no karma anymore, and it's really people really like it when I say this. And there are so much stories about how to overcome karma. And I once remembered a lady. Actually, it was maybe 7 years ago, and I was saying, and she was saying, I'm so happy if I can leave this earth and solve all my karma, I can actually leave this earth and I never have to come back. So, well, she wasn't listening and open for it. But if you say this kind of things, you're not ready, because you don't achieve the fifth dimension, where there is love, where there is happiness, just here on earth. It doesn't matter if you are here or you come back or not come back. It's not important, because the above is the same as below in your feeling. So that's first step about overcoming karma, is also shifting to the fifth dimension. And the other thing is, in the third dimension, like we're living now, there is karma because we have things like good and bad and big and small. And in this dynamic of duality, this is where the karma will be there. And from oneness consciousness, from unity, you can't create karma. So if you step into the fifth dimension, all your karma will just disappear, and then you can't create new karma, because you live from your light out, and this is where you overcome duality, and so also karma. So no karma anymore, and that means you're a lot lighter, because you carry karma with you. This is also something like you repeating and repeating in the same problems, slightly different every time. And you really need to overcome that and solve these problems. So Ruben was asking, how do I get to the fifth dimension? And that is really working on yourself, solving these problems, getting rid of the old and heavy energy, and that helps you to ascend, actually, just rise to the new dimension and the new light.
Yeah, but it's a great question. It's like, how can I ascend to dimension? It's one of the biggest question. I think it's very nice, because it's like we have a magic secret, or we have a portion, like we do it and you just go, and it's not like that. It's a lot of work inner inside you. You need to make a lot of work. You need to pay really attention about your actions, your reactions. You need to start to understand a lot of things, a lot of feelings. I don't know how to say really in English, but it's like a kind of like not fear, but kind of like fear and hope are always together, because you hope something comes, the fear that came. So it's like you are always in the duality, like you were saying, because the duality is the biggest conditions for us in our life. Because of that, in our life we have a lot of dualities. It's always like or we have fear of this, or we have the hope this will come, or it's like I have the hope the bus will come today in hours, but I have the fear if it doesn't. But there's nothing you can do because the bus will be in the time that it needs to be there. So you don't have the power to do something about it. You just need to observe it around and see if there's something you can do it. And if there's not, you just need to relax, like we.
Yes.
What is the possibilities around you when in that time?
Yeah, you were just falling a little bit away when you were talking
Yeah.
via Skype. But actually, it's a great example. Like in our mind, we can just create a whole reality, like the bus should be in time and all kind of things. But actually, that keeps you from going to the fifth dimension. One of the most important tips we can give is just embrace life. Life goes like it goes, and you can really connect with life and with love. So yeah, that's very good. So the last one, or the fifth one, I should say, because
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
we have a bonus one. We talked about that we have a bonus one. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, we
I
have.
think it's
I think we have a bonus. So this is something we talked about in another live stream about abundance, and yeah, that's really also the fifth dimension. Like you can feel the love, and there is infinite health, and all kind of nice things in your life you can embrace. And I was talking also this week. I did a lot of talking this week with some people, and she was working with the gold pyramid. And the golden pyramid really helps you to feel the abundance. And she was so grateful, and she feels the abundance more. And she started realizing that clients came to her and were also grateful. So she was also attracting it because she was radiating it. And that's because you connect to the fifth dimension where there is abundance for everybody. And like we have fear in our society that we have not enough for me. So people start gathering more and more and more and want to have more money and more money, more money, but they don't need it. They want to have more stuff and stuff and stuff, and their whole house is full, but they don't need it. So that is about fear. And if you start to live from love, that means also things around you change, and you can let go of stuff because there is enough. You can use what you need. You don't need more than that. And that's also about trust and love. So abundance is already connected to the energy of the fifth dimension, and making choices that is going about love. So I think because we're shifting, you see a lot of people, also the younger people, and they will really create new life more of love and not about the fear of losing things. So we have to create a lot of things to keep, and I think that's a good thing. And Mariana, she's looking via YouTube. You attract what you radiate, so also love and light, and that is actually what it is. You connect with your love and light inside yourself and with the source. You radiate it, and then you attract it. And if you attract bad things, mostly that means that you are not connected with your inner love and light, but you live from fear. Like, I don't have enough money, I need I need money, I don't have enough love, people don't like me, people should like me, and all these kinds of thoughts. And they're not helping you to go into this fifth dimension.
yeah. So the fifth dimension change all your relationships. It's the abundance of the relationships. You don't start going in circles anymore. You start to grow and start to spread a lot of love. So what you give is what you receive. So it's that is the biggest point of the fifth dimension.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really. So, oh, on the wrong, I have so many fensters here open. Thank you, Marianne, also for sharing this with us. And I think it's nice to go to the next one. And
the bonus one.
yes, we were talking about consciousness and also about oneness consciousness. Like you understand that we are all one, and also on the planet. And if you understand that, you make different choices. And maybe you can give some examples about that, Paulo.
It's we have one talk this morning, right? Just to tell you, like the choices, the things. We were talking about what we do in our lives and what that can represent to the lives of the others. So every time I do something, I need to think, or I need to be aware of what that represents to the others, or to the world, to the planet. What I do, I need to do it with consciousness, because that represents a lot to the world, to the vibration, to the energy, to the persons around me, and that person can influence another person. So all the planet vibrates in that consciousness that I'm using it. So I need to be very aware of what.
Yeah, so for example, if you have a lot of weed in your garden and you want to get rid of it, you can use poison, but from the oneness consciousness, you know, it don't only affects me or this garden, but it affects everybody, because we're all connected. And that's what you see with the plastic right now. There's so much plastic. If you use a lot of plastic or you don't recycle it, that will give problems not only for me, but for everybody, because we are all connected. And some, like now, we have big plastic in the ocean, and this is like the consciousness appears, oh, we're all connected, and if we throw plastic away, Hawaii will get the plastic on their beach. And Hawaii is thinking, yeah, we should clean that up, but we should not only clean it up, we should worldwide change how we deal with it. So, on a bigger level, making choices, you know, from oneness is, you know, that it affects the other one, and that it affects all of us. So living from love and giving the right things and doing the right choices will really make a bigger difference than you think. Yeah. So we have some questions maybe, or I see Bernadette. She's saying the following: I think the fifth and the third dimension are connected. So that's very nice, and actually that's really good. If you look at mathematics and you see the 2D, like we have a flat, like a paper, it's in 2D, and if we have 3D, then it's connected with each other, because without the 2D, 3D can't be there, it cannot exist. So the fourth dimension is about time, where time disappears. That is why so much karma is coming loose, because there's this vibration of the fourth dimension is getting stronger, and it vibrates on all your lives, because time is like going into another perspective for us, and that's why you need to resolve the problems, because if you don't, it gets stronger because of the fourth dimension. And then you have the fifth dimension, and that's also connected with all dimensions. But we're not always connected with the fifth dimension. Sometimes we do. And if you really are connected to the fifth dimension, you just feel all the things we talked about. So Bernadette, you think that, and we also think that it is very true. Yes, so thank you. So if there are any questions, we really like to hear them. and maybe we can give some answers, or maybe not. Maybe it's nice because some people think, things change, there's more energy, there's higher energy, and we know that because I've heard this is a light,
Yeah.
this is actually the purple one, and this is from ray 7, and we're now by Ascension working out more rays because we can make connection to more aspects of light. So this is an aspect of light, but there are more aspects of light, and we can connect to that. And this energy on the planet gets stronger and stronger, and this is also why it comes much easier for us to go to the 5th dimension, because there are more possibilities and more energy from that 5th dimension, and it's getting stronger and stronger, and it's like pulling us to the higher dimension. So that's really great, and it's really great to work actually with lights or with other tools to just shift your consciousness very fast.
That purple one, I have a story because I work with the therapist. He does the lecture of the aura lecture, and when I introduce the lights to him, he loved the purple one, and he was like, can I make some experience with her? And yeah, of course. So you use it in your therapies? Yes, okay. So he start to make the aura reading, right? And he start to understand. It was really like with the information flows very easily. He get information like boom, it's there. So he was talking, and he start to think like, that is not possible because maybe I'm on a good day. That's the thing, the duality, right? So it's like maybe I'm in a good way. So the next day he didn't use, and he go back to the normal work. And the third day he goes again with the light, with the purple one, and he get again the information very fluid. So it was my I don't do that kind of therapy, but it was my greatest testimonial about that light, because it says like, if I'm wearing this, it's like I'm putting information, I'm doing the work very easily, very like flowing. So it's very very great.
Yeah, you were away for a little time, but it's really helpful, and lights are really helpful to just go to the 5th dimension. And Margriet, she is telling about the law of attraction and about Master Melchizedek. She says the law of attraction from Melchizedek, but it is the law of attraction, and Master Melchizedek is really a master of the law of attraction. And it's true, what you think is what you receive. Yeah, what you radiate is what you will receive. So thank you very much, Margriet. Ascended Master Melchizedek is really a master of this energy of the law of attraction, and he can actually be really helpful to guide you at that. And Ruben is very happy. I don't know if he's very happy, but he said, you gave me a great insight in myself, especially abundance. I understand what you guys mean. It is true. So Paulo and I are always very happy when someone gets a great insight. Yeah. So no more questions. I see no more questions. So let's go. Oh, I see a lot more comments. I missed a lot of comments actually on YouTube. Oh, yes. Sorry, I didn't use it right. So Kobe, thank you. Good evening. Kobe and Bianca was there, and Corina was there. Oh, really, really nice. You were with us. And Kobe is not saying, have trust in the universe. It brings you what you need. So that's good.
So
Yeah. So what we will do is finish our live stream today. If you have some questions about the ascension tools and what can help you to more vibrate on the fifth dimension, maybe about lights or something else, just go to the website and contact us. We gladly help if you have any questions about lights or any other tools that can really help you to make a difference in your life and make your life more happy. So that's great. Thank you, everybody. Next week we'll be there. If you have a good subject for us, if you think, well, I'd like to know more about a certain master, ascended master, or want to know more about how you can just accelerate your life, or how you can make strong and difficult choices, just let us know, and just let us know the subject, and we will think about that and see if we can help you. Oh, yeah, well, we have one question. Maybe, or it's not a question, just something, a comment. But it is actually very good to just say this. Ibo, thank you very much for sharing this with us. It's very difficult from 3 to 4 because the fourth dimension is empty. So we were talking about time, and the fourth dimension can be really hard because all your problems are getting like stronger instead of less. And that's what you see on the planet. The problems are getting bigger instead of smaller, but it's all part of the fourth dimension. And we need to have trust. Yeah. So let's finish the show for today. Thank you very much for watching, and we gladly want to see you. Next week, 8:00.
Yeah, of course. I hope I will get really better.
You should wear the yellow wheel and work with the flame, and then it will be all right. So good. So bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.